Welcome, my entrepreneurial friends. It's time for another funding tip. My name is Leo Cannell, business financeologist, and I teach entrepreneurs how to creatively secure the most affordable capital possible to jumpstart the business of your dreams, make it happen, turn it into the truth. Today's funding tip is how to turn a loan denial into an approval. And this might seem impossible. Perhaps you've used to applying for funding and getting a denial, and that's just the end of it. You don't follow up any further. The lender's denied you. It's over. It's done with. It's unfortunate. And yet, with a lot of different financing out there, especially credit line and revolving credit and different lenders, especially with business funding, there is actually a great opportunity to be able to turn a loan denial into an approval. So let's break that down and look at the different steps and the ways that you can do that. So first I want you to understand the mindset of an underwriter, that person, that individual who, just imagine where they're at. Close your eyes. Okay, they're in that corner office, or maybe it's a cubicle, some lending company, and they're having a bad day, and your file comes in front of them, and all they can see are the weaknesses. Yeah, this is a new business, and they were late 4 years ago on this other payment, and they don't have any collateral. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and deny that, and they stamp that denial, and you get the denial, and that's it, right? But what you have to understand is that underwriter is just a person, right? They're going through the ups and downs of life, and as human beings, we are not always perfectly objective. We are not perfectly accurate. We sometimes make mistakes. And so if an underwriter denies you, it may not be that you don't qualify. It may be that they overlooked something. Maybe they only saw the negatives, or maybe they didn't even have all the information. So it's your job as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, to have a bullet point list of reasons why the lender should approve you. And so it's like anything else. The lender's going to weigh the pros and cons of whether they want to take on the risk of giving you that money or not. So you need to load up the side of the pros. So some of the best reasons that you want to follow up with a lender to change their mind are to talk about all the positives. You know what? I haven't been late on any payments in 3 years. My income has gone up every year for the last 3 years. This business is going very well. We don't even have any business loans or debts. Everything is going well. I've got additional verifiable income that's going to more than cover the payment on this funding. You know what? When I went through that tough time, it was during the recession. And a lot of people went through that. And I've recovered since then. My credit score is strong. The way that I pay my bills is methodical. I've got everything on an automatic monthly payment. I'm not going to miss that payment. And my business is lower risk because I sell a physical product. I've been in this industry 10 years. You have to have a bullet point list of why the lender should lend you money, and I've seen it time and time again. Let me give you an example. I had a client who was starting a brand new business, and the first lender that she went to, and it was part of the custom funding plan that we built out and orchestrated for her, they denied her. Just flat out said, nope, we're not going to give you the money. Your credit history just isn't strong enough. Your business is brand new. We're not going to do it. And she asked us, well, how do I deal with this? How do I turn this into an approval? So we had her call back. She calls the lender back, and she explains, listen, I've had income that's going up every single year, personal income. My credit score has been strong. I've never been late on any payments. And she made the case to the lender why they should approve her. And in probably 70% of the lenders out there, they are willing to reconsider a loan and or a credit line and approve you. And so later, they actually turned that denial into a $10,000 approval with that particular lender because she went through the steps of asking the lender to reconsider and to look at all the strong points that far outweighed any weaknesses that her file had. And so that's what you want to do. You want to ask them to reconsider. The other thing you have to think about when it comes to turning a loan denial into an approval, more than maybe 80-90% of the time in today's world, it's not a human being initially making a decision, it's a system. So you get that loan application and you send it in, and the system might flag it, and the system might have a glitch in it. or the system might look at something that's not even entirely correct. Maybe there's a collection on one of your credit bureaus that isn't even yours that's leading to that automatic denial, but everything else in your file screams, hey, this is a good client, they're going to make payments. And so you have to understand that the system might make an initial denial that doesn't make any sense. And so you've got to, again, get in touch with the lender and be in contact. And one of the things I always say when it comes to turning a loan denial to an approval is the squeaky borrower gets funded. It's just like the squeaky wheel gets changed on your car. The squeaky borrower is the one that gets funded, who is constantly, persistently following up, explaining things, asking an underwriter to reconsider, to take another look at the file, especially if you get a quick denial from a system and ask them to reconsider. Now, obviously, in every example, every case, they're not always going to reconsider. Sometimes the system is everything, right? Skynet's taken over the world. We're not going to get any approvals because the system said no. But in a lot of cases, they can. And so it's important to work with your funding manager. It's important to understand which lenders can turn those denials into an approval. But overall, it's just really important to maintain great levels of communication. If you're communicating right out the gate as soon as you submit a loan, as soon as you are trying to get funding for your business, a credit line, whatever it is, with that good communication and always reminding the underwriter of the good points, you've taken care of this, you've taken care of that, you're going to succeed. But it's got to be concrete, factual things. It can't be, well, I'm the best at this business. No, it's got to be, I pay these bills on time. Look at the credit report. I haven't been late in 5 years since the recession. You know what? My income has gone up each of the last 2 years. Here's my W-2s. Look at it. You can see I'm a strong borrower. I'm going up. I'm going to repay this loan. I'm going to repay this credit line. I'm a low risk. When you can talk about the facts, that's going to increase your odds to turn that loan denial into an approval. So I hope you enjoyed today's funding tip. You can turn loan denials into approvals, and the key to success is communication. It's to have all your ducks in a row, all your positive, factual bullet points, not emotional, imaginary stuff, but actual facts to why you're going to be a good borrower, why you're going to pay that money back. If you have that mindset, if you have that focus, and maybe you even have those things written out before you call the underwriter, you can turn a loan denial into an approval. That's our funding tip for today. Have a prosperous week, and we'll see you at your next funded loan.